Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Tarot Thursday. I'm your host, Reverend Mary Hawk, and with me is Reverend Don Lewis. Thank you for joining me tonight, Reverend Don.
Thank you for having me.
I'm always glad to have you, and as always, you can post your question in chat, and we'll be happy to do a 3-card, more or less reading for you.
Yes.
And I'm happy to report that most people in the Nashville area are getting their power restored.
Yeah.
Good evening, Lucas, my friend and partner for Pagan Pride Day, got her power restored today after 11 days with no power.
It's a long time.
It is. So if you've got a question, post your question or just say hi and tell us where you're from
Yes.
and how the weather is. It's cold here around Nashville. Well, it's 29. It's cold for us.
Yes. It's slightly colder here, but comparable. Here being Illinois, for anyone who is unfamiliar with that.
Well, most of the ice has melted out of my yard. My dog Hella can now run around and bark without sliding in the ice. Hey, Marie, yes, we can do a general reading for you, and welcome.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, hey, Renee, I did not recognize that handle.
Yeah, you don't look like yourself tonight, Renee.
No.
Well, shall I go first?
Sure.
The first card I've drawn is Magic. And speaking generally, I would say, think of this as an occasion to make a wish. Wish for what you want, and it will come to you. Focus on what you desire. Magic is the ability to manifest what you want. So to have that come up is a very positive card for a general reading. With it is the Three of Lamps. The Three of Lamps is working with other people, solving problems with other people, bringing people together and moving forward. And it's followed by death, which is transformation. And death does not mean physical death, rather, it means a kind of recreation of situations. So I would say that you're in a very, very good position just at present to manifest what you desire, and it will move you forward in a very transformative way, and also in a way that deals very much with community. And there you go.
All right.
See, I didn't even pull a Brian card.
Yet.
Yeah.
So the first card I've got for you is the Three of Swords. So this means you are or you have been dealing with some kind of conflict. Next card I've got is the Queen of Swords. Yes, it's me. When Reverend Don did the Kickstarter for this deck, one of the options was to commission a card, and since the Queen of Swords has been representing me for 30 years now. I asked him to draw me as the Queen of Swords. And this card is about looking at your current situation, considering what worked in similar situations in the past, what didn't work in similar situations, and moving forward on the basis of that. And I've got the Seven of Lamps. And this is about releasing yourself from the past and from anything that is no longer serving you. So, moving forward and letting go of the past. So, I hope that's helpful, Renee.
Yes, indeed. And do we have anyone else who has a question ready?
And hello to everyone who's just joining us.
Yes, indeed. We're all blue tonight.
Yes, we are. And Lucas wants to know, will next month be conducive for out-of-body work? My first thought is, will either one of us get the stars? That would be a definite yes. And Renee says, thank you for your excellent readings. You're most welcome.
Thank you, Renee. Well, you saw me shuffling the cards. And yet the first card I come up with is Death, which we just had in the previous reading, and represents transformation. So in terms of the question for Lucas, is next month conducive to out-of-body work? I would say, if that represents an advancement moving forward, absolutely. I would look for you to see advancement moving forward. I'd look for you to see a certain amount of personal transformation in that. To get that, you have to be focused on what it is you want to do. We have the Prince of Swords. The Prince of Swords is healthy self-interest. It means do the things you know you need to do. Make sure you focus on them. Do not get pulled aside by other people's needs, but focus on what you need to do, and you'll be successful with it. And then the third card is the Four of Swords, which I normally read as rest or time out or stepping back from situations. But because of the particular nature of this question, which is about working outside the body, and you can see that the image is the widow grieving for her husband who has just died in the card. He has just left his body. So I would take that to mean, yes, absolutely. It is an excellent time for it. If that's what you're wanting to do, next month will be an excellent time to focus on it. And there you go.
So the first card I've got is the Sun, which is a card of good fortune. The next card I've got is the Four of Wands, which is about achieving your goal. And then I've got the Seven of Lamps again, which is about leaving behind what no longer serves you. So I'm going to say yes, the next month is good for doing your out of body work. Excuse me. And hello to Kylene from Australia. Good to see you.
Hello, Kayleen.
And hello to Lena, who says, "Hi, ma'am and sir. Can I get a general, please, for 2026? Yes, you
Absolutely.
can. And
And hello to
hello to
Vivian.
Vivian and Aldo. Good to
Yes,
see you.
indeed.
And you're very welcome, Lucas. Okay, well, the first card I've got is the Nine of Wands. So you may have a feeling of being stuck. Things aren't moving as fast as you would like them to, but they will move. I've also got the Four of Cups. So you may feel like your situations are, especially in the emotional realm, your situations are okay. They're not everything you want them to be, but they're okay. Just be careful about moving on for something that's maybe not as good. I've got the High Priestess, and this card is about communicating with your higher power, deity, your spirit guides, however you see this. And I'm going to pull a card for clarification. And I've got the Six of Pentacles. So things are going to be doing well for you in the material realm. Although I've also got the Five of Pentacles, which says use your money wisely. So I hope that helps you, Lena.
And I begin with an SKP. The SKP is Fortune. If you're not familiar with our reading, with my reading in particular, when a card escapes during shuffling, it means it wants to be part of the reading. Fortune says that while this year may have its ups and downs, overall the forces of the universe are going to be pulling for you, and you may find yourself at times feeling like it's a lucky period for you. There's a lot of good with that. We also have the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is achieving something that you have wanted. It's also celebration. So I would say that during the course of this year, you will have some good success that you have wanted for some time. On the way, however, we also have the Seven of Lamps, and the Seven of Lamps is self-purification. It's letting go of the things that no longer help you. So I would say, and with that we have Heart. And Heart is just what it sounds like. It is um, your desires, your emotions, um, truly feeling your heart center. So, in order to have all of that good luck and success, you need to leave behind everything that limits you and embrace your true self, embrace what you really want, what you really desire, not what you might think you should be doing, but where your emotions really lead you. If you do those things, it looks to me like it'd be a very good year. And there you go. Notice I did not pull a Brian card, but the deck gave me one anyway.
Okay. And we are caught up at the moment. Does anyone else want a reading? And you're welcome, Lena.
Yes, indeed. I wonder if I should start calling it a rocket card now.
I'm sure Brian would appreciate that. And Lena says thank you to you as well, Don.
Well, thank you. I'm glad if it was helpful.
And Lucas wants to know if we remember how we were first introduced to the tarot.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I've written about it in some of my books. I was introduced to the tarot by my mother. She gave me my first deck, which actually is right here, but I would have to get in the drawer to get it. But it's the Hoi Polloi Tarot. And I want to say 9 years old at the time, maybe 10. And the Hoi Polloi was the very fashionable tarot of that day, which I don't think you ever see for sale new today. But it's a Rider-Waite copy, a Rider-Waite clone deck, but it's done in such a way that it somewhat resembles stained glass. And I've kept it ever since. And my mother bought them for me so that I would learn to read them. We also used to play the game Tarok, which is the game you can play with tarot. So we used them both ways.
My first tarot deck literally pulled me off the interstate. My daughter and I were on our way to the mall. We were going to have dinner in the food court and then go see a movie. And I got off one exit early. And she said, "Hey, Mom, isn't it the next exit up?" And then I saw Barnes and Nobles and knew I needed to go in. And I said, "Yeah, but there's something here I want to look at. We have plenty of time." And I went in and I found the Celtic Wisdom deck by Caitlin Matthews. And I knew I was supposed to buy it. And then I had to continue on with dinner and a movie.
Yeah.
And get back home well after 10 o'clock. And then talk about the movie before I could settle in and look at my brand new tarot deck.
Tarot decks are very interesting. I've owned a great many over the years, as well as creating the deck that we're both reading with. There was a time 30 some years ago when I was reading in the fair circuit, and part of the reading, I had 4 different decks that I would use, and I would have people choose the deck they wanted. And each deck had a different meaning to me. So the deck they chose was the very first part of their reading.
So I used to read with several different decks until I got the Tarot of Hecate that we're both using. And then once I got it, the bag with my other tarot decks disappeared for a while.
Yep.
So I was unable to use any other tarot deck. I finally found it not in the drawer of my desk where I normally kept it, but behind my desk. Hi, Selma. And Selma's asking for a reading on job opportunities because they have been jobless since October. We can do that.
Absolutely. Selama?
Selama? Yeah, I think I misread that.
Let us see what we can find.
Salem and Salem means peace. That's beautiful.
Yes, indeed. Do you want me to go first? Or do you want to go first? So, once again, you saw me shuffling the cards. But once again, the Four of Wands has come up. The Four of Wands is a fortunate card. In a question like this, it's the card of achievement, of getting what you've wanted, of celebration. So I would say the job is coming. I would say it's coming sooner than later. But with it, we also have the High Priestess and the Soul. Well, the High Priestess is listening to your spiritual guidance, whether that's through meditation, through divination, however you perceive spiritual guidance. And the Soul says that while the question is about job, and the situation is about job, it's also very spiritual. Everything that is happening here is going to be very important to your future spiritual development. And even though the job situation may not seem to immediately impact your spirituality, it does so. And I'm going to draw one more card for you. And I've drawn Temperance, and Temperance is creating new things from old things. So I think what you're going to find is, one, I do think the job is coming, again, sooner than later, but it's going to be very transformative for you. It's going to move you to where you need to be. So that's very good. Maybe a big change, but it's very good. So there you go.
So the first card I have is Eight of Swords, and you've been feeling stuck, like nothing is moving. The next card I have is Two of Lamps. Lamps is the fifth suit in this deck, and it's around spirituality. And this card says you're going to help yourself by helping others with their situation. Then I've got the Princess of Wands, which says you have somehow been holding back. So perhaps you haven't been putting yourself forward where you need to be to look for a job. And I'm going to pull another card. I've got the Ten of Wands, which is another card that says the situation hasn't been moving, but it's going to. Then I've got the Two of Cups, which is a card about a relationship. I'm going to say a lot of times that can mean romance, but this could mean rather that networking, someone you know can help you with contacts for a job. And I'm going to pull one more card, and I've got the Past. And this is about letting go of anything that's holding you back. So be sure you're letting go of any old patterns that could be holding you back, Salem. And that's what I've got for you. So I hope that's helpful. And then we've got a question from Maximilian, who says, this week I had an interview at a technology company. Do you see me getting hired there? Okay, and I'm going to throw this up. If you want to send a tip to us, my PayPal is maryhawk1968@gmail.com. And Salama says, thank you so much, and you're very welcome.
Okay. So the first card I have drawn is the Magician, the Magos, which is the ability to work your will in the situation and get what you desire. Given the nature of the question, my inclination is to think that yes, you probably will get the position. It's followed by the Two of Wands, which is new beginnings, which carries forward the same thing. New beginnings, this would be a new beginning, new directions. And then finally, we have the Seven of Cups, and the Seven of Cups is illusions. And in this question, I would say that that means that you'll have to get to know this job after you've got it. What you're expecting and what you get may not be quite the same. That's not necessarily bad. It's just saying there are things you don't know about it yet. I'm going to draw one more card in terms of what that might be. Well, the card I've drawn is the Princess of Lamps, which is using magic to move yourself forward. So I would say that you're going to need to have your eyes open to see this job clearly and use your manifestation to make it the situation you need it to be. And there you go.
The first card I've got is the Prince of Wands, which suggests needing to focus energy on the situation. So focus your energy to manifest it. I have the High Priestess, which is about communicating with your higher power. So I'm also going to say that pray, do ritual, whatever you do to communicate with your higher power to bring this to fruition. And I have the Princess of Pentacles, which says you have the resources to do what you want to do with the situation. And when I pull one more card, I've got the Hierophant, which is also about making offerings and talking with your higher powers about the situation. So yes, I would ask for divine intervention in the situation.
Do we want to say hello to Ed the Pagan in the chat room?
Hello, Ed. Good to see you. And Maximilian, I hope that's helpful. Okay.
Does anybody else have a question?
And hey to Hippie Janet, good to see you.
Hello, Hippie Janet.
Yes, you can get a reading for the upcoming week. Just a minute. Let me get shuffled up here. Well, the first card I've got for you is the Queen of Swords. And this card, it suggests you need to look at your current situations in light of what has worked for you in similar situations in the past and what hasn't worked for you in similar situations, and move forward based on that. And then I've got Death, which is actually transformation. So look for some major changes in the upcoming week. And then I've got the Chariot. So expect things to move quickly.
The first card that I have drawn is the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords says that you have one or more decisions that you're going to need to make in this coming week, but you also have good judgment to make them. But make sure that you do not try to avoid them. When it comes time to make them, make them. With it is magic. And magic is the ability to work your will, the ability to get what you want from the situation. So while you're making that decision, also, you'll be using your magic, your manifestational ability to focus on what it is that you want. Don't assume that you cannot bring it about as you desire it. And third card is the Six of Cups, which is past influence. Maybe a person from your past, maybe a situation from your past, could be an organization from your past, but something from your past is going to be very important in this coming week. Could even be a pattern from your past, but watch for past influences. And let's draw a rocket card. And we've drawn the Nine of Swords. So in terms of those past influences, don't let them frighten you. Don't let them bother you. Take them in stride and make the decisions you need to make. Use the magic you need to use the focus you need to use. The Nine of Swords is called the Ghastly Nightmare card. And what it means is that whatever it is that you really don't want to deal with is going to be there to be dealt with. But it's only going to hurt you if you try to get away from it, like falling out of bed because of a nightmare. So face it head on, deal with it right up front. It'll be much easier to deal with than you might think it is. And overall, I would say it's a good group of cards. And there you go.
Okay, does anyone else have a question for us?
Now my hair is going everywhere. Oh, thank you, Hippie Janet.
You're very welcome.
I find in this weather my hair is very rebellious.
Everybody's hair rebels in the winter.
Oh, well, what are you going to do?
It's what hair does.
Static electricity.
You could get a buzz cut and be done with it.
No. No, I could not.
No.
For one thing, I would get letters.
You would.
I know from past experience. There used to be people who get upset if they even thought I had cut my hair. And actually, right now, it's comparatively short, but it's growing back. I was editing some videos from a couple of years ago last night, and my hair is all the way down here. And all I can say is, yeah, it'll grow back.
I keep my hair relatively at least shoulder length because the last time I cut my hair very short, I called East during a ritual, and the sylphs were very unhappy with me, and they pinched my ears and my neck all through the ritual.
Oh, my.
In the coven I was working with at the time, I called East in every ritual. We had assigned quarters, and mine was East, and they were not happy with me.
Yeah. Every now and then, I try to trim the ends to keep the hair healthy. And this last time, I did overdo it a little bit. But it's hair. It will grow back.
Hair will grow back, but I have kept my hair at least shoulder length ever since. For when I call East in ritual and the sylphs want to play with my hair, it's there.
Yes.
They can play with it.
Yes. Better in the East than in the South.
To the best of my knowledge, I've never annoyed a salamander, but I've
I'll always
definitely
remember.
annoyed the sylphs.
I'll always remember and never forget many years ago at the Temple of Gaia in Chicago. After a ritual, we were sitting around talking, and one of the people present was our friend Dan. And he happened to lean over the altar without really being aware of what he was doing. And we heard this sound. And the next thing we heard was, "My hair." He had caught himself on fire.
Wow.
Of course, you don't really catch on fire when you do that, you singe it. But yeah, candles were definitely still lit.
Hippie Janet agrees and says her hair is crazy every day.
My hair usually isn't, which is why it gets my attention. But it has been lately. It's winter. It's very winter.
Yes, it's dry. Oh, Lucas wants
And
to know what religious tradition we practice in.
no, I am Corellian, and Mary, I believe, is Corellian as well.
Yes, I am Corellian, and you know that quite well.
In fact, you're hosting the upcoming lustration ceremony. We should take a
Yes,
moment to plug that. When is the
yes.
lustration going to be?
The lustration will be April 17th through 19th in Nashville, Tennessee. And you can find out more at Corellian.com. I'll get the actual link if you want to talk about lustrations or the
Yes.
Corellian tradition.
So Corellianism is part of the Wicca movement. But we're also very much our own thing. Lustrations are the preeminent ceremony of the Corellian year. In the Northern Hemisphere, the spring lustration, the lustration of the ancestors, is a single event held in one location. This year will be Nashville. In the fall, the lustration of the living is held regionally, and there are many of them. Of course, if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, that goes backwards. But illustration is a ceremony of blessing and purification, and the oracle of the ancestors is the high point of the ceremony in many ways. And yeah, it's something that is pretty much unique to Corellianism. And I see the link is going across the bottom of the screen.
Yes. It is.
A good time will be had by all.
Yes, it will. So it is a weekend celebration. The actual ritual will be held Sunday morning.
Yes. And usually at lustrations, there are various events, including temple deemings and initiations, but also various other events that vary according to who is hosting the lustration. And Lucas says, are there any Corellian groups in Ohio? Well, there have been. What I would say is go to Corellian.com to the group page or the temple page, and that will list for you the current groups. But there certainly are Corellian individuals in Ohio. And whether there's a temple there at present, I'm retired from my former position, so I don't remember off the top of my head if there's one presently or not. But there certainly have been. And if there's not now, there will be.
So we are going to visit the Mount Olivet Cemetery on Saturday. And Friday, we are working on the schedule, but we'll come up with something interesting to do.
Yes. It will be great fun.
Yes. And does anybody else want a reading?
Well, perhaps we should do a general reading for the universe for the coming week.
Okay. For the universe? Sure.
Or the world.
For the world? That's a little more manageable.
Yes. Ooh. Ooh. So I've drawn Two of Swords. You can see the two little people in the Two of Swords. Two of Cups. You can see the two little people in the Two of Cups. And the Five of Wands. And you can see the two little people in the Five of Wands. So I would say this coming week for a lot of people may have to do with relationships, partnerships of various kinds, working with other people. The Five of Wands says that there's a certain amount of conflict, a certain amount of internal or external conflict. The Two of Swords says that you can still keep everything balanced. And the Two of Cups is often a romantic relationship, but not necessarily. But it says that these relationships are going to be very important. So I would say, and I know that Venus is, I believe, now in Pisces. So I'm not entirely surprised to see relationships emphasized that way. We also had an SKP in the form of the High Priestess, which says it will be a very spiritual time, a time where it's very important to pay attention to your spiritual guidance and to your spiritual self.
Hey. So I have the Prince of Cups. So it's very important to express what you're feeling clearly. I've got the High Priestess for the third or fourth time. So.
Yeah, we keep shuffling the cards and the same ones keep coming.
They do. So this is all about being in touch with your higher power. And I have heart. So it's all about emotions this week. We are going to be emotionally involved with everything we're doing. Emotions are running high this week, folks. Your emotions and everybody else's emotions. So bear that in mind.
So there we go.
There we go. Okay. Well, if we don't have any more questions, will you close this out with a prayer?
Certainly. Divine Mother Goddess, Divine Father God, beloved ancestors, we ask you to be with us and guide us as we go forward and help us to deal with the many things going on in the world in the most positive way possible. Help us to manage our emotions, to manage our situations, to manage our lives in ways that are positive and constructive and move us forward. Beloved Mother Goddess, beloved Father God, beloved ancestors, we thank you with great love. Knowing you are always with us, still we thank you for your presence and may you be blessed now and always. So mote it be.
So mote it be. And I will be back next week for Tarot Thursday. Blessed be, everyone.
Blessed be.